Okay, now we are going to paint this far shore, and what I'm going to do first is make my mix. Now it's got to be a bit stronger than the sky, but it doesn't want to be too strong because we're saving that stronger tone for the foreground. So let's just I'm using my scrap paper here just to practice what it's going to look like. Now the important thing is I've actually used as a reference my local river, which I love very much, but the truth is by my river a lot of the trees are the same height, and I'm not going to do that here because that would just be too boring. So what you're going to see me doing, like just there, is creating variety in this riverbank. It's so important, and look, I'm almost starting to make it look exactly the same, which is a death thing. You don't ever want to make it look repetitious. It needs to look irregular. I think that works. Yeah, I think that's good. Now I want to do the bottom of this bank, and I want it to be rough looking. The more rough this edge is just here, that's why I didn't dip it back in the mix, because it would get wet and it would give me a lovely smooth edge, but I don't want a smooth edge here. I want it to look a bit rough because that's going to look more realistic, more authentic. A super smooth edge all the way along here would just not look very natural, and that's enough. There's tiny little gaps of white which gives a bit of interest to this and doesn't make it just a solid block, so that's what you want. Now here I want to reflect some of this dark sky in this water, so again dry brush, and I'm just going to practice on my scrap paper. Here we go, and one more, and that's enough. It's just an indication, that's all, and that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to leave that to dry, and then I'm going to paint this bank in the foreground.